Pistons in the nation's capital for their second meeting. That's artist David Garibaldi. He moves really fast and painted the Martin Luther King portrait on the floor there. Then they got to work. Bradley Beal. We were talking All-Stars earlier. Today is the last day you can vote, by the way, fans. And
did you vote for Bradley Beal?
I didn't as a starter, no.
Did you vote for him as a reserve?
I don't have that option.
Okay, well.
Coaches get that.
Okay, you're right.
Job.
Right,
Not my job.
I was just checking your voting.
Well, we were talking about Kyrie Irving and who's the second Eastern Conference guard, and Beal's name came up. I don't know where you guys stand on that.
They haven't won enough. Zeke, hard to make them all-star when you don't win more than they've won.
They haven't.
We were talking about
enough.
Vucevic. I mean,
yeah.
I know.
But you know he's a all-star caliber player.
Yes.
Sure.
But when you look at what Simmons has done, when you look at even a guy like Bledsoe who's playing on the winning team, and then you look at the Kemba Walkers of the world. I mean, it's tough right now.
Otto Porter at 19. I ended up going with Simmons, by the way.
But no one will be mad at you for going with.
Well, I hope no one's mad. There's no reason to be mad about it.
No.
Well, they might be mad.
Somebody might be mad.
Yeah.
Okay. I know they're mad in Detroit because they've kind of fallen off the cliff here the last few weeks. Detroit's been having a tough time.
Why you got to rub it in?
I'm just saying, a former Piston. I thought maybe you'd stick up for him or something.
No, that's why I'm talking to Matt about Simmons. I'm trying to ignore this highlight.
They have the same record as the Wizards. By the way, Wizards are now 7-4 since John Wall went down for the season, so that's happening again. And that discussion's going to happen again between now.
I mean, everybody feeds, everybody eats, everybody's feeling better.
Everybody's sated right now in Washington.
Okay, all right.
They're eating well.
101.87. Yeah, everybody's feeding each other.
Mention the voting. You have until midnight tonight Eastern time to cast your vote for NBA All-Star 2019. Remember, the fans' vote carries 50% of the weight. There's a media panel. That's 25%. Players vote 25%.
So fans, do your job, man. Like, don't vote Robin Lopez in because you want to see him beat up a mascot or something like that. Vote for the guys who have played the best in this 45-game span. And don't do this guy has had a great career. What have you done these 45 games? And there will be no All-Stars in this next series of highlights we're going to show you.
Because you know what happens? If you make a silly vote because you like the guy or it's a joke vote or whatever, then everyone's going to kill you in the league.
Agreed.
You voted in a guy who doesn't belong.
Couldn't agree more.
Anyway, that leads us to the Bulls and Cavaliers.
Why are the Cleveland Cavaliers passing it to the Bulls guys all the time? That's really not good.
Strategically, that's not a strong approach.
No.
They only had 14 turnovers.
Well, I just saw
we just showed
5 of them.
We just showed a lot of them, as it turned out. That's Zach LaVine. That's all-star talent. Speaking of which.
Well,
not an all-star, but all-star talent.
Potential all-star talent. I thought, before the knee injury, he definitely was headed that way, and hopefully he can continue to bounce back and improve.
Yeah, there's another pass to the other team.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Apparently we showed a disproportionate number of turnovers. Maybe didn't completely represent what Cleveland did, but it wasn't good.
No, they scored.
Well, Chicago is
points.
great in transition off the turnover.
Yeah, when you pass to them, they're really a good team out in that transition area.
Cue the Angels. Chicago's 10-game losing streak is over.
Oh, thank goodness.
Parade will be Wednesday, I think.
Yeah,
Cleveland, on the other hand, has lost 16 of 17.
Oh.
As you look at these two teams, Cleveland obviously post LeBron, they're in a complete rebuild. Chicago feels like there's more of a ray of hope there because of the young core. Markkanen finally came back. You got LaVine back.
There's a ray of hope to get a lottery pick and add to their core of young talent. Now, will they get the first pick? No, but I think the hope is around being in the lottery and adding another young player to their talent.
Yeah, no question. And then everybody knows about marketing, but LaVine's got to keep on improving. Dunn's got to improve. They have so many young guys that have got to keep improving, and they've got to make big jumps. If you keep drafting all these guys and they all just stay in a kind of a muddied up 5 through 9 reserve type guys. Some of those guys have got to come up and be legitimate NBA starters and legitimate starters on winning teams. And that requires those young guys making big jumps. And they've got to do it.
All right, more coming up here on Game Time Live, including we'll hear from more NBA stars on what Martin Luther King means to them, including Chris Paul.
Toronto continues to lead the NBA in wins and have now won 8 of their last 10. Doug Smith has been covering these Raptors since the inception of the franchise. He joins us now. Hey, Pascal Siakam is the new exciting toy that they have there as far as his development. Hit the game winner against the Phoenix Suns. Tell us about how that built his confidence even more and the team having confidence in him.
I think, Chris, that's the point, is that now they have another option, they think, at the end of games, and it boosts the players' confidence in Pascal to say, hey, we're going to give you the ball, go make something happen. And he did. And it was the first time, I bet you it's the first time in his career at any level where they called a dribble play for him at the buzzer of a tie game. So the fact that he did it, I think, boosts his confidence, but I also think it gives guys like Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Lowry, Danny Green, another thought process at the end of close games, that we got another guy who can do something for us.
Hey, Doug, hi, this is Booz. How you doing?
Hey, Booz. Not bad, thanks.
I wanted to ask you, Toronto's been a terrific team all season long. Who do you think is their best competition to get to the NBA Finals, whether it's Philadelphia, Boston, Milwaukee? Who do you see being their toughest competition?
I still think Boston. I know they're scuffling a little bit right now, but they've been there before. Milwaukee the second place, well, by percentage points leading the Eastern Conference, and are very, very good. But Boston is that sort of time-tested group. Conference Finals last year without Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. Mm-hmm. They got them back. They just played, they always play Toronto great games. They had a great game up in Boston on Wednesday night. I think if you're looking at a matchup that the Raptors would probably not like to have, Boston as a proven winner with a bunch of veterans would probably be it.
Doug, I'm going to be a fan for a second, like I live in Toronto. So my question for you is to use the word the process. How do you think the process is going, making Kawhi Leonard happy? How does Masai Ujiri, from the front office down to the fan base, making Kawhi feel like this should be his new home for the rest of his career?
I think what the organization's doing is really simple. They're leaving him alone. Kawhi, here's the key to the gym. Come and shoot. Do whatever you want to do. The city's nice. Whatever you need, let us know. We'll take care of it. But there's no pressure. There's no all-out full-court press trying to kiss up to him every day. They're letting the team's success and the fact that here he's the guy and he can go about his business not anonymously, but relatively anonymously. And frankly, if you want to win for the next 3 or 4 years, I think the Eastern Conference and Toronto is where you might want to be. I know the Clippers are there, and I get that the Lakers might have some draw, but are they any closer to playing for a championship than Toronto is in the East? I don't think so.
Kawhi Leonard going to sit out tonight. We know he's rested the second night of back-to-backs all season, but they last played on Thursday night, so why is he sitting this one out?
We asked Nick Nurse that just an hour ago, Chris, before the game. He said just the medical people decided that tonight's another good night to rest. And, he did take off Thursday night after he played a lot of minutes in Boston on Wednesday. He had played the most minutes of the season in Washington in a double overtime game on Sunday. I think the cumulative effect is, okay, you know what, if we got to give up a game in January so we got him fresh in April, May, and June, that's okay. This is going to give him a break from, he played Wednesday night and then he'll play again until Tuesday, almost a week off. And I think that sort of cumulative rest on the leg is going to be good for him in the long run. And frankly, they operate pretty well without him.
Yeah, and I was going to take you right there, Doug, where I think it's a two-part thing where, one, let's keep our good relationship going and let him have an extra day off. But we've also learned that our second unit and other guys actually have played great basketball this season with him off the floor.
Oh, they've come a long way since early in the year. Last year's second unit was outstanding, but it changed dramatically this year with Jonas Valanciunas added to it, OG Anunoby added to it when they moved, when they got Danny Green as the starter and Kawhi Leonard as a starter there. So it's taken a little while, but now that they've had a little bit of time to mesh, the team sees it. Their record without Kawhi, I think, is something like 8-2. It's really, really good, and their other guys are being able to step up and be asked to do things that maybe will pay off later on in the year.
Doug Smith, Toronto Star, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Good stuff, Doug.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Doug.
Anytime. All right, guys.
He mentioned something towards the end there, and it's Jonas Valanciunas, right? And that's a guy where he was incredible early in the year, and they're bringing him off the bench now. He's been a starter for them for years, and he's thrived in that role just as good as he was as a starter coming off the bench while he's been out. Then you look at what Kyle Lowry, who missed 10 games and is shooting just 32% from the floor since he's returned, yet they still have won 6 of their last 7. I mean, this is a team that it just seems like adversity, what is that?
Yeah, because once again, you bring in a star quality guy like Kawhi, and then you continue to build within. So Siakam's gotten better, DeLone Wright's gotten better, Van Fleet's gotten better, OG's gotten better. So, and CJ Miles hasn't even shot the ball well yet. So that's another guy that we know has, playoff pedigree that can shoot the basketball and help stretch the floor. And then you got a guy like Greg Monroe, nobody wanted, and now he stepped in when Valanciunas got hurt with the hand injury. So it lets you know they're very, very deep. But I think Nick Nurse has done an excellent job letting each guy know when someone goes down, here's your opportunity. Go out there and play. Don't play like you're playing to lose.
Yeah, they've been one of the deepest teams for the last couple of seasons, and they continue to prove that now. Especially, you heard what Doug said. They're 8-2 even without Kawhi being out there, which is very impressive and hard to do. It's hard to have that kind of success when your star player's out.
All right, Kyle Lowry started the season hot from the field, leading the NBA in assists, and his shot has really been the thing that struggled. What are you seeing with his shooting? Is it his form? Is it his legs? What do you see as being a part of his struggle?
I think maybe some with the legs, but I thought Booz, because we know he's one of those guys, with his conditioning, I thought he came back in the season in pretty good condition.
Yeah.
I think it's a stretch in the season that things are not going well from a shooting standpoint, but his leadership and sharing the basketball, I think is still premium.
Yeah, Kyle's he's a pro. He's a great pro. He does a great job of getting guys involved. He's still a pit bull out there. They still trust him, obviously. He's a very good defender, good playmaker, doesn't take any plays off. So whether we've seen this before in the playoffs too, where he's lost a little confidence in his jump shot, but he still played hard and played well. And obviously they've had great success despite that. So as the season goes along, CJ starts shooting better, he starts shooting better. Team's going to be very good.
Certainly, we're seeing the evolution of the Toronto Raptors right in front of us as they're leading the NBA in wins. And there's an evolution of facial hair here. See, 0 here, a little bit there. Yeah. Boo's got the full beard, but then there is the bearded one. James Harden kind of dialed back on the dress code tonight, right? Yeah.
Put the jacket on.
And that to me is courtside certified. I think when they take it too far, I don't know
Can
about
he pull his pants down a little bit?
Ankle biters.
You got a man capri pants.